So we both agreed that when we walked into a gym, we first noticed the flooring, and we spoke about, it's arguably one of the most important parts when it comes to gym design and installation. But there are quite a lot of flooring options, certainly out in the market, and probably want to look at maybe explaining the difference and look at the difference between our flooring products that we offer. Brought some of our sort of best sellers to sort of discuss and compare. And our first flooring offer that we got, and you can chat to us about it, is a 20mm rubber crumb flooring offering. And what sort of setting would that be used in? And what's the positives and negatives sort of around of 20mm flooring?
Firstly, we do offer other flooring solutions that are thinner than the 20mm, but this is, as you said earlier, one of our best sellers. We tend to use this in functional spaces, educational spaces, because it's cheaper than the alternatives, and because in those areas they're not likely to be, throwing the same level of weight around.
That's always been the case, was it?
No.
With some colleges and
there are some schools and colleges where they move some serious tin. And obviously we've gone for a thicker flooring solution there. The 20mm is a serviceable product. It's a crushed cut crumb item, and when we say 20mm, we mean the thickness of the tile from the bottom to the top. The finish on it is, again, like I say, serviceable. It's a reasonable finish, similar to a crumb weight plate, but aesthetically it's not the most pleasing out there, but it is fun.
It comes with a beveled edge.
It does come with a beveled edge, yeah.
And the tiles come in what size?
They're a metre square.
Okay.
And whenever we price a product, we price all of our flooring solutions per square metre.
And how do you lay these?
So these are weight laid,
Yeah.
so they're not adhered to the floor. However, if there's a small cut on an edge or a corner or something, we would stick that down with some form of a double-sided carpet tape, and we would ramp the access to it where necessary again, which would be takedown.
So that's kind of our entry range when it comes to, I would call it like a lifting sort of flooring, where weights are going to be dropped like, but not necessarily big heavy weights.
Yeah, more likely your dumbbells, your studio barbell set, stuff like that.
We have a 30mm flooring, and if you can sort of maybe just see a difference in thickness here, and you have to sort of see the difference in how compact the crumb is there. And where would we sort of use our 30mm flooring?
Okay, so our 30mm flooring is more suitable for dropping on. As you said, it is a much tighter packed crumb, and it's more aesthetically pleasing. Generally, we would tend to use this as a value engineered option in dropping zones, dropping areas. It may well be used in educational settings quite heavily, and there are some studio and fitness settings that we would obviously supply this into. Again, a metre by metre tile, and again costed when we price it by the square metre. This is our best seller, by far and away our best seller.
And that also has a beveled edge.
It does, although this is an offcut from the centre of the tile.
Yeah, it looks nice, and again you can see this sort of difference, in the two flooring samples. Price point, where does this sit in sort of our offering of flooring?
This is probably our most competitive for the quality of the flooring that we sell, in all honesty, which is why it's our best seller.
Yeah.
The price difference between the 20 and the 30mm isn't that considerable, which is why a lot of people take it.
It does look nice. Even just the feel of the tile looks almost sort of seamless, doesn't it? It doesn't look bitty.
A much better finish, but don't forget, it also gives you a much better acoustic performance level than the 20mm does, and a much better rebound rate in terms of the deadening of your dropping.
And then we've got these two samples here, which are a little bit different again.
Yeah.
Can you chat through sort of the difference between obviously these tiles and these metre by metre tiles? So I can see obviously we've got some dowels and some pegs here. What are they for?
Okay, so the dowels effectively bind the tiles together, and that gives increased structural integrity on the joint of the tile. These obviously are quite heavily beveled on the edges and are a much more substantial product. Sold in metre by half metre, but we still price them as metre square.
Yep.
This product has massively improved acoustic ratings.
Yeah, I can see that the bottom's not flat.
Yeah, so part of increasing acoustics is to have an air gap in it. So if you think of double glazing, part of the acoustic property is the air gap between the two glazing panes. This creates an air gap between the subfloor and the tile, which increases the acoustic performance. And what it also does is the dimpled effect allows you to disperse the dropping pressures, which means that the impact is pushed out into the tiles either side rather than down into the subfloor. So, I mean, we would tend to use this where heavy weights are being dropped on any form of subfloor, be it concrete, timber.
So if you had a gym completely laid with that flooring, you're saying you can drop a weight anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere.
So you wouldn't have to have a lifting platform or anything specifically to drop weights in that area?
No, you wouldn't require an integrated platform of any description or anything like that to have a dropping zone. You could drop anywhere within your building with this.
And the thicknesses, what do they?
30 and 40 millimetre. The 30 millimetre has massively increased performance figures on the solid 30 mil that we saw there.
Is that because it's got the honeycomb?
Yeah, the honeycomb finish, it's reinforced as well. I don't know whether you can see there, there's reinforcements in there. And also, again, it's even tighter packed in terms of the...
Yeah, I was going to say, you can really see on the cross section there, how compact that crumb is compared to the 20 mil crumb. So what does that mean? There's more product in this?
Yes.
I mean, I can feel there's a substantial weight difference.
Per square metre, the difference is, in terms of weight, is substantial. Which is partly why these are sold in metre by half metre, because if they were metre by metre square, you need to be Arnold Schwarzenegger to lay it. The finish on these is, again, far superior. So a standard, this comes with a flat finish, but you can also go for a pure colour if you're really looking to add some colour to your trim.
And it looks like it's almost like a 3 mil sort of top layer over the top. It might be easier to see with the
so it's almost like a 3 mil rollout, which is laid on top of the crumb tile, and that just gives you a much tighter knit finish on the top and gives you more variety in terms of the options that you can have on there. So really good for if you're looking to identify different zones within your gym.
Yep.
So it may be that you're looking to put specifically identify a dropping zone or a functional zone or whatever. So you can provide like a red zone finish with that if you chose to.
And again, you would bricklay?
Yep, we bricklay that in the same way as we do all of our tiles.
Yeah.